took the leadership role. Then the biggest piece was to me was Travis Hall. We drafted him. I think Travis might have been a fourth rounder. We drafted him.
Okay.
Then we brought Shane in from Denver, and man, we just practiced really hard. Had a great position coach, and we all knew how to rush. Everybody had a high pass rush IQ, and everybody brought something to the game. So I'm always proud that three of us had double-digit sacks in different years. So I had three 10-sack
Okay.
guys on the defensive line, which no one in Falcons history has done yet.
Whew. All right. I guess we're just gonna get to the meat and potatoes of everything. We're gonna get straight
Okay.
to what everybody's talking about now.
Okay.
We got your YouTube channel, man. Tell everybody what your YouTube channel, the name of the YouTube channel, and what you're trying to bring across as far as the Falcons. What is it? What's your message for your channel? Because I know a lot of people kind of get trying to figure out what's really going on with Chuck. You said some controversial things, all right? We
Mm-hmm.
said some controversial things that a lot of people might not like. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like, especially specifically Atlanta Falcons fans.
Right.
We're talking about Atlanta Falcons fans. Everybody who love you, like myself. Like I said, I grew up watching you, man. You and that bomb squad, the Atlanta Falcons reaching the Super Bowl, seeing you on the sidelines, hugging and
Right.
falling on the ground. Like, what is it you're trying to get across as far as Falcons fans? What is it you want the Falcons fans to know about Chuck that we don't already know?
That I'm always going to be real. That I'm always going to be a Falcon. That no one's put in as much work as I have from being a fan in the 70s, being a player, covering the Falcons as a sideline reporter, having multiple friends and guys I've trained on the team. So if Falcon fans don't recognize what my real contributions are to Atlanta Falcons in this city, and if my opinion as a person who's lived it, who carries it, who always wanted to be relevant below Jimmy Carter, that was my goal one day to help as being the captain and the captain of the Super Bowl 33. Um, that's what I want people to know, that I'm going to speak on Falcons whether you like it or not, because guess what? I love the Falcons, but I'm not going to sit here and act like everything is all hunky-dory. And basically what I'm saying is I'm not interested ever again in being a position coach in the NFL. So one of the things I want people to know is everything how it really works, in my opinion. Who is Chuck Smith? So I totally love the Falcon fans. But guess what? If my one opinion changed how they think about me, well, they hate everybody in the country then, because everybody has an opinion on every team. It's just part of the game, man. It's just part of the process, the culture of football, whereas people have a platform where they can say what they want to say. So again, everything I've ever done for the Falcons, you find me one person that's a follower out of the 30,000 people that have been in all those contexts, that have been there when Mike Vick got in trouble, that have been there when with the two legit to quit guys, that have been there, no Steve Barkowski. So at the end of the day, I played for June, Jerry, and Dan Reeves. So at the end of the day, my pedigree with this team and with the things that I talk about makes me an expert because of what I've lived. And so the Falcon fans who don't like what I say, hey man, game recognized game. And I'm not trying to big willy you. It's the facts. So I'm not gonna always get on here and say, "Oh, I love Matt Ryan," which I do,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't have to pacify no Falcon fan because, as they know, my love for the Falcon is just as deep. And you show me somebody out of y'all that's deeper. I ain't just talking about it. I've lived it, and I continue to live it every day.
Whew. All right, man. Hey, that's what we this is what we do, man. Here at Mad Mike Sports with boy Dre. Dre, you have anything that you want to say to Chuck, man?
Hold up. You got some tough questions to ask me. You said people want.
Hey,
I'm
I
trying to
got
hear
it,
from
Chuck.
you.
I got it. Hey,
I got you,
hey, hey.
Your man came with me like nothing's off limits. But here come the
Hey,
tough
look.
ones.
Hey,
Hey,
look.
hey,
What's
look.
up,
First of
man?
all,
Ask
Okay,
about
see,
Big
you
D.
want to go, Chuck?
Ask what
You
first of
you want
want to
to
all,
go
know.
there?
only
Hey,
thing I want to say
Come
is
on,
to
man.
absolute.
Bring
It's
something to me now. Don't give me
first
the
of all,
softball stuff. You just said you got things you want to talk to me about. Step
I
up. You
got it.
got me on this
Hey,
platform. Let's go.
okay, let's go. All right, we're gonna get to it. All right,
I'm
I had
waiting.
one. I had one specific question for you.
Go
All
ahead.
right, and this is real. Anybody who knows
All right.
to watch Man My Sports, who's
Yeah.
seen my videos around,
Yeah.
that I've said this about Chuck Smith
Right.
verbatim. All right. This is what I said. You keep it real, I keep it real. This is what I said.
All right, let's go.
I said that Chuck Smith was a hypocrite for how he went at Vic Beasley and he didn't have that same energy for Tech. Why am I wrong? Because I felt like you really went at Vic Beasley. Not to say that you were wrong. Not to say that you were wrong about what you said. Why am I wrong about you having that same energy against for Vic Beasley gets tagged? Like, why am I wrong? Am I wrong?
Well, no, you're not wrong, and your opinion is valid. But let me tell you this from a hypocrite standpoint. Hey, you might be right. Because recently I showed Tack compassion, just like I used to show Vic Beasley. But guess what? Tack didn't have the $10 million tab on him last year. Tack wasn't the man who had 16 sacks. Tack wasn't the guy who stood Dan Quinn up and absolutely embarrassed Arthur Blank and this guy. So guess what? Tack McKinley, he made a promise. But guess what? Tack McKinley, Vic Beasley, absolutely not only did Vic Beasley slap Dan in the face, he slapped y'all in the face because y'all was on here talking about, man, Dan got Vic Beasley. Now you tell me that. Did you not say that on your show about Dan Quinn, Vic Beasley working with Dan? He putting in the work, didn't you?
Very, very much so.
Okay.
Very much so. Yes,
I did. So when you're talking about that, hell yeah, I'm gonna be on Vic Beasley when he's at one point the defensive player of the year. Tack McKinley. Hey, listen, hold up. You want to come to me? I got you information,
bro. I got you. Go speak your piece. This is why we wanted. This is why I wanted you on the show, man.
Again, so the point is, Tack McKinley's expectations have never been Vic Beasley because he never got 16 sacks. So then, if you go back and listen, I said what on Falcons News Now? I said, matter of fact, throw Tack in there too, the whole nine. I've been saying for 2 months. I said specifically, Tack McKinley, you need to take that gorilla emoji off of there. I called his name out. So at the end of the day, hey, Vic Beasley, look, the bottom line is, man, Vic Beasley and Tack McKinley, they are connected at the hip. But guess what, Falcon fans? Guess what, big dog? Now, guess who inherits that pressure since you all on the Falcons, Vic and Tack? Guess what? Now Tack McKinley has inherited Vic Beasley's pressure. Dan Quinn is in the same situation because he brought in Charles Harris. Dan Quinn is in the same situation. Hold on. Guess what?
Go ahead.
There's nobody going to be more scrutinized this year than Tack McKinley, and he's connected at the hip with Dan Quinn. Mm-hmm. That's why I answer your question.
Okay. I'm glad you brought up Dan Quinn. This is I'm on record to saying that Dan Quinn needed to be fired. All right? Mm-hmm. He needed to be fired. Mm-hmm. But I also understand why he came back. Continuity. We go back to the 98-99 season with the Atlanta Falcons. I thought that was the perfect mesh. It always reminds me, and stay with me when I say this, it reminds me of a lot of the Patriots team. They didn't have the best talent, but you guys worked well together. Offense, defense, special teams, all you guys work well together.
Right.
Do you think this is the main reason why Dan Quinn came back? Was it chemistry, or is just him being a complete coach?
All right. Well, let me address the first thing about 98. All right, so I guess from your standpoint, I guess this last couple of years, the 28-3 team that lost maybe is considered the best team of all time. All right, let me just throw this out there. We had 2,000-yard receivers. We had a quarterback that threw for 5,000 yards and made the Pro Bowl. We had the best running back in the year, Jamal Anderson, that's better than anything y'all got. So our receivers, from a number standpoint, look, Bob Whitfield's a Pro Bowl offensive lineman, young in this team. So you look at this. Robbie Toback played 15 years. The guys on our D-line. Look at that. So now let's look at the D-line, man. There's not one person except Grady that was started on our D-line. Not one. Not one guy's in this era since John Abraham. Cornelius Bennett speaks for himself. There's nobody on this team right now that's better than Biscuit. Jesse Tuggle's the greatest Falcon of all time. Ray Buchanan made the Pro Bowl, was All-Pro. Eugene Robinson made All-Pro that year. So at the end of the day, that you have listened to Terrence Moore too much. Bro, we are the most talented. Listen, I
don't want nothing to do with Terrence Moore.
Guys. Name me somebody outside of Julio that at the end of the day, in that 1 year, name me somebody on the Falcons' greatest teams. We're the most talented, best team. And guess what? Hold up. Oh, we had the greatest kicker of all time. I forgot Morton Anderson. And we
Okay.
also had
I
the
give you
greatest
that.
kicker, and we also had Tim Dwight, who was an alternate for the Pro Bowl. So at the end of the day, y'all, when you talk about the '98 team, it's easy to discredit us because everyone around here looks at us a workmanlike team. That's what the new regime has posted. Oh, they were workmanlike. No, no, no. We are beyond talented because it speaks for itself. I just told you, do the research. And nobody on that D line said Grady will play. And let's be real now. I'm just gonna tell you, them guys right there, they're on that same level. Travis Hall did it for 5 years now. So at the end of the day, man,
True.
he's the only guy. None of the linebackers would start. Andre Crockett would be starting. So man, at the end of the
Dion
day,
wouldn't start. Dion wouldn't start on that team.
yeah,
Dion Jones wouldn't start on that team.
in front of
You don't
Jesse
think
Tuggle.
Dion?
In front of Jesse Tuggle.
No, not in front of Tuggle.
That's who he'd be taking his job.
Maybe on the weak side. What about the weak side?
No,
you don't think he'll be able to stay up?
Devondre Campbell's gonna take Cornelius Bennett's side.
No,
Okay,
never.
Anyway, next question. Oh, real quick. So, you want me on here, dog? Now, so,
hey, man.
What was the end part of the question? I'll go into that because that's something I always got to talk about because everybody they discredit us. Really, a lot of it has to do with what happened at the end of the game. So everybody looks at us as wow, we can just say whatever. But nah, man. Matter of fact, I'll even say it. I'll tell them there's not a team even close in Falcons history. Look at the facts. You show me who gonna start on that team. Who?
Hey, on that team?
And Grady, Julio and Grady.
Grady. I think Trufant could make some noise at the time before he got injured. I think Trufant could have made some noise.
Against Trufant. Y'all best corner against
Ray Buchanan. Ray Buchanan and Trufant. I think that's a nice tandem, dog.
No, Ray Buchanan was an All-Pro that year, Pro Bowler.
I'm not saying he's better than. I think he can start on that '98 team.
Man, you're bad.
Tell me why I'm wrong. Tell me why I'm wrong, Tom. This is why you here. You the expert. Expert.
I give it to you. Okay. True could he's starting the kickoff team. But what was that last question you had asked? Hold on. What was that question you had asked? I want to answer your question after we talked about the '98 team.
'98 team. Man, you just went off on a tangent. As far as the '98 team,
you there?
Yeah.
Sorry about that. Somebody called me, man. I apologize.
Okay.
For that.
Yeah, it's all right.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you well.
You can hear me?
Yes.
I can't hear you though. I don't know what happened. Somebody called me and it
I can hear you. I can hear you loud and clear.
We can hear you.
I can hear you.
Say something
yeah,
now, Mike?
Damn, what about now?
Pause, maybe. Yeah, I'm sorry. Somebody called me, man. I'm like, and it cut me off.
Let me try
to find this, man. I apologize. Maybe my earpods.
Okay.
Come on, you bring me on here now. Also, I'm the broadcaster. Did over 8,000 shows now. You gonna come with it now? Come on with it.
Hey, look, Chuck.
I hear you. Real. I apologize.
Hey, is he over there? He good, man.
Can't find no. Damn, T.Y. done called me. My mic is on.
Everybody done call you, man.
I just can't hear y'all.
I can hear you.
Hold up, let me try.
How about leaving and coming back in?
Okay. I heard some. Hey man, you know me. I'm just sitting back listening, man.
Hey,
it's an honor though, honestly, because
it's an honor and a pleasure to have Chuck, man. Like I said, a lot of people who watch it right now think your boy absolutely hates Chuck Smith. That's not the case, man. Chuck Smith, Dre, you know that 98 team, that defense. He's not wrong when he says this is probably the greatest team of all time. He's not wrong. That's up for debate. It really is up to personal opinion. But when it comes down to it, man, I think there are a couple of players from that team from 2016 team, like I said, Julio Jones. I think Trufant he really could have played on that team, as well as
I think it was more of a. I think it's a couple capable teams, a couple players that could play on that 1998 team. And honestly, when he gets back on, I just want to say if it was up to me, even though I know Chandler was a 5,000-yard passer, I'll still go with Matt Ryan over Chandler. That's just my opinion.
Woo!
That's
Well,
just my
see, I
opinion, though. That's just my
yeah,
opinion, though. That's just me. I know Chandler was a
yeah.
great passer, and and then you gotta look at it like he did have a couple points where Jamal Anderson was having a good year. Yeah, having a runner back there like that, it would really open up the offense for Matt Ryan. Not saying that Matt Ryan is doing a terrible job right now. But me personally, if it was up to me, I would start Ryan over Chandler. I would.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's just my
I,
opinion.
yeah, I think that's for me, man. Um, I think it's really for me. I think um, it's about chemistry. Like I said with the Chuck, man. I think this is when it comes down to it, man. I think chemistry.
He's back on.
I
I
think
think
it's
I
all
see him.
about chemistry. I
Somebody
think it's all about
cut me
chemistry.
off. Yeah, sorry about
It's
that.
all good.
Oh,
It's
you
all
good. You
good, man.
good. You good. You good. We were just
Okay.
having a little discussion. That's all. But
Yeah, I apologize,
proceed.
man.
Proceed, man. You good.
But let's say this about this. What about this? All right, you want to match up? You want to match up 216 and 2000 and 2000? Well, 2009,
98.
1999. All right, that 99 Super Bowl team,
Yeah.
that 2017 Super Bowl team. What about quarterbacks? What about quarterbacks? Would you trade for Matt Ryan? Would you trade Chris Chandler for Matt Ryan? If it was like if you're comparing those teams, you saying this is the greatest of all, like that team was the greatest Falcon team of all time. I cannot debate whether or not, but I can say something about the quarterback position.
Mm-hmm.
What about the quarterback position?
Matt Ryan fits in there just because he won the MVP. No question about that. But Chris Chandler made the Pro Bowl too. So as you're looking at it from that standpoint, hey man, they're real close for that one season. Matt's obviously had the better career, and Matt, because he won the MVP, clearly makes the team. So I think that's like four guys.
Hey
Told you,
man,
man,
look,
Julio. But anyway,
Can't you
man,
can't you
that
can't
was
go
a good
wrong with
team.
both. You can't go wrong with either one. But me personally, if it was up to me, I would start. I would
Nah.
take Ryan over Chandler. That's just my opinion. I would take Ryan over Chandler.
Well, yeah, that's a no-brainer. Nah,
Yeah.
I would too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
what about like I really got to get this. I really got to get this off of my chest, man. Got to say this about and what's what's up with Chuck Smith and Dr. Rush?
Huh?
What makes you one of the greatest teachers there is out here? For Mr. Dr. Rush, we're talking about Dr. Rush, a
Mm-hmm.
guy who was trained guys like who has trained guys like Aaron Donald, Grady Jarrett. Like, what makes you so different? What makes you so great at what you do?
Simple. I get production. I get production. My guys get sacks. My guys win Defensive Player of the Year. My guys are Hall of Famers. So that separates me from everyone. And I started the trend. I'm the first ever defensive skill coach, even as offensive lineman, to get paid. Started in 2002. So what it is, I teach pass rush moves. I train moves of a system I created, and it's about production. Simple as that. And that's why people come to me, because when I train you, you'll get sacks and you'll become better. Now I'm just a small part of the big picture, right? Just that 1%, just as a skilled like an IT guy. I got a
Mm-hmm.
system. I teach the people and I teach the players and the coaches, and I service the system. So really, it's just production. It's all about numbers. Anything besides that doesn't matter. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay. All right. One more question, man. One more question. All right.
Okay.
This is about the head coach.
Okay.
You think you really think Dan Quinn is the guy to lead us, or was that just an aberration in 2016? That was just one of those years when everything clicked.
Right.
You think Dan Quinn really is that good of a head coach to lead us to a Super Bowl? Is he really that freaking good?
Well, he's proven to me that you just talked to me as soon as you came up. You said that you wanted him fired. So for you to say that, I mean, you just answered your question. You know what I'm saying? So in my eye, we've already seen that he was blocked last year. It's well documented. that he knew he was
Mm-hmm.
going to get fired unless he won the games. So I guess really from the standpoint of what has transpired, no one can say yes. He probably can't even say it from the standpoint of he's given no evidence since that Super Bowl, you know what I'm saying, to that, you know what I'm saying, that he can do it. So I guess when you want to look at the Super Bowl, man, and me as a Falcon fan who lived in both sides of it with Arthur Blank, me watching him and also Taylor Smith when I was here, I think one of the big things as far as with Dan Quinn, I think a lot of perception was lost because that season Dan was looked at as, people say he's the greatest coach in Falcons history, because of the turnaround. In which, hey, the turnaround that season was incredible. I mean, they deserve a lot of credit. But what happened is before Arthur Blank, the Falcons were old regime with Taylor were looked at as country bumpkins. We're no good. We, didn't have the things they had. He's a better owner. That history is terrible, what we had, and they don't want to be associated with it. So I think part of what affected Dan Quinn, when they lost the game 28-3, everything that ever happened before Arthur Blank was trumpeted. Every losing season, no one talks about that ever again. So Dan Quinn's perception in the Falcons organization changed from it's the hottest new program in the game. And Dan Quinn's a part of that. But when we lost that game 28-3, they were lumped in with everything we ever did, but it's 20 times worse. So Dan has to carry that. The guy in San Fran, he ain't carrying it, but except in Atlanta. So from Dan Quinn's standpoint, hey man, it's not a lot of people out here feeling sorry for Dan, but from my standpoint, I just think it has a lot to do with the players also making plays. Dan, those guys, they can't make decisions like him being a coordinator or changing coordinators in the season. I think you just got to make plays, man. It comes down to ultimately players make coaches look good. So I wanted some time, okay, guys, make him look good. All right, Dan, make your guys look good. That's how it usually goes, man. So, yeah.
Okay. One more. Dre wants to say something about one of his favorite players. Go ahead, Dre.
Okay,
Got to
Dre.
get that out.
Well, it's not really my favorite play. I just want to. First of all, I just want to say it's a privilege and an honor to have a Falcons legend on the show. This is real big for me.
Glad.
I'm trying not to be too nervous right now because I've seen you play. Uh, that Super Bowl run, you and Travis Hall, those guys, you made our defense, go toe to toe with some great teams. I mean, that NFC Championship game in '99 was probably one of my greatest games I ever witnessed. The way that y'all handled that high-powered offense. Uh, my question to you is this: with the moves that the Falcons have made as far as signing pass rushers like Dante Fowler, and we picked up Marlon Davidson in the draft, Grady Jarrett. Yeah, I know Tat McKinley's kind of on a show it, prove it type deal.
Yeah.
Do you think the Falcons made enough moves to solidify that front line to get some pressure on the quarterback this season?
Most definitely. I think the Falcons did a fantastic job setting the table with Dante Fowler, who I said a lot of times he's trending up. He has a signature move. Dante left Jacksonville. He left the Rams. He developed a signature move. He had the tutelage of Robert Quinn. He learned a lot also from Jacksonville from a few guys there. But I think Fowler's the one who set the table because I already know he's going to win one-on-ones. I mean, the Falcons, you guys are going to really love the guy. He can go. He's tough. He got that dog in him. And I think that also helps Grady from the standpoint of they can run games. The Falcons, he'll be more effective running two-man games. And I just think, Fowler was a great way to set the table. And I think it also sent the message, really, honestly, to the D-line, and particularly Tat. Hey, man, we're going to need you to step up. Davison, I think they got to steal where he's at. The guy can go. He can run. He's tough. Again, all this is college now. You got to show me. But I think
Yeah.
watching him, he uses movement. He plays, like his hair is on fire. I think the Falcons were lucky to get him right there because I had him almost to the back of the
Yeah.
first round.
Yeah.
I think with those guys out there, I think part of the plan is they want to put Davison inside. They want Tack to hope he can develop to the outside, which anything can happen. And I think they're taking a flyer on Charles Harris. I'm very familiar with Charles, just more as a friend and knowing him. I trained him one day when he was at Missouri. Him and Marcus Golden are really good friends. So I was training Marcus. He was in the pros, and he's a good guy for the room. But I tell you this, man, he's got a shot, man. I mean, Charles got a lot of athletic ability, and sometimes change is really good. So I'm really expecting Charles to come in here and with his pride factor, really be successful. And I think from tax standpoint, it comes down for him and Charles are the same guy at the end of the day, well, same draft. They got to develop a move. You got it. You got to, man. That's what Fowler's here because he developed a move. Fowler would have been out the league probably probably his fifth year if he didn't learn how to use a signature pass with move. He uses moves, man. He got some juice. You know what I'm saying? But I really think that they got something good. But I think Davidson. Again, he's a rookie, but I think he's gonna come in there and shake them dudes up really quick, man. I think the offensive line, they're gonna need that. And what I'm looking for, I kind of talked about this the other day on the radio with some guys. The brotherhood is cool, man. I love the brotherhood. I think it's cool. The philosophy.
He going with this.
Yeah, but sometimes you got a little brother. You got the brother that when you go out to eat and somebody buck up, he's swinging, but you still love him.
That's it. I know he was going there. I knew he was going there.
Definitely.
You love him, but we need somebody, man, that when things go wrong, he's willing to get at him. He's played good enough where he has the credibility to have that grill emoji. He's in the brotherhood, but on Sunday after the game, he wilding out, and I want Julio to pull him up at Flowery Branch, say, "Big dog, calm down a little bit." We need a goon, man. We need
what? That interview that I saw with him, that really, like, a lot of people were kind of offended by it, but you gotta understand, football is a physical sport. You have to have, like I said, I call them knuckleheads. Everybody wants choir boys on their team that win championships, but you need a couple knuckleheads to kind of have that edge as far as your team. You need that swagger, kind of like what Richard Sherman did with Seattle. You need that swagger. So when Marlon did that, I had no problem with that because you need somebody that can knock some heads.
Yeah, man. And I'm gonna tell you this, like Marlon, and then coming from college, there's no one that says you can't come in and be a beast. Look at Bosa, Nick Bosa at San Fran. So I just need that kind of guy, man. I need some guy to kind of break the stereotype we have now of the brotherhood. We need a head buster, man. So, and I think also, here's the best example. Frank Clark ain't exactly the kind of guy you want to send your daughter out there in Kansas City. Did you see him after the game? Have you guys go put in Frank Clark? He is an absolute head buster. Frank Clark is an absolute thug on the field. Chris Jones, man. They got some dudes out there. Tyreek Hill. You don't have to always be cookie cutter. Think about the champs, man. Think about the Ravens, Ray Lewis. Matter of fact, think about now the Ravens. Man,
that's it.
They just picked up Calais Campbell. They just picked up Calais Campbell, who's another guy that nobody really talks about. Yeah, Calais Campbell. That's another one. Yeah.
We got Calais. Anyway,
what about this? I know you got to go. I know you got to go, Chuck.
I got a few minutes. I'm good. You got any more questions?
Okay. This is. I want to pick your brain on this, man. I know towards the end of your career, for the most part, I think you was really coming along about 97, 67, when you started to really find your groove.
Right.
And injuries kind of. I think injuries. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think injuries kind of slowed you down as far as about 99, 98, 99 when you had the knee injury.
Yeah.
What about Keanu Neal? What about Keanu Neal? Is he done? Can he move to a position? Keanu Neal.
Oh man, that's a you know what, man? That's tough. I tore my ACL in my third year. And so I took 2 years to get back healthy. And in the end, I was just wasn't quite the person I was back then, but I was able to, put together a few good years in there. But I'm going into the season. I love Keanu Neal, but if I'm evaluating, I'm going into the season like he's not there. I got to go into it, man. I'm not like he's not going to play again. I'm talking about for our team. So we expect him to play, but I'm not assuming that he's going to play because he's had 2 major injuries. And so it's going no more. And then you're going to have to keep, hold him back a little bit. But man, I just tell you, I feel bad for him because he got 2 injuries really early, and he was, he's Pro Bowler. He's at, that kind of safety. But I think, gosh, I mean, he's a guy I got a slow play, but as far as penciling him in and saying he's our guy for the whole season, they just need to be prepared for the second. They need to be prepared if he's not ready.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's why we. I think that's why we picked up that safety in the draft. So, but I do have one question for you, Chuck. I know you got to go. I got one question for you.
I got some time, man. Y'all keep shooting.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, I just got one
Hey
question.
man, we talking to the superstar, the legend right
I'm
here, man.
telling you,
Don't
this is
want
like
to
I
take up
said,
some time.
this is the highlight of my day. I mean, I've been chilling, but when Mike came and hit me in my inbox saying a Falcons legend was gonna be on, and I had to go and get some woosah in because it's I didn't want to sound like a jackass, so I just wanted to get my woosah in. But with that being said, the NFC South is probably one of the best divisions in football with all the
Yeah.
moves that's being made. Tom Brady's down in Tampa. Uh, Gronk is gonna be down there as well. We all know about the Saints with Drew Brees. Teddy Bridgewater is in Carolina right now. Do you think the Falcons have enough talent on our roster to challenge the Saints for the division? I know everybody talks about Tampa and rightfully so with Tom Brady, but do you think that the Falcons have enough talent to challenge for the division to be division champs?
I think we got just as much talent, just as good a shot as any of them. Because when you look at all the teams, there are deficiencies there. But when you look at what we have, when everything's clicking, and hopefully all the coaching, everything with the coaching and the players stay healthy, Gronk. I don't even know why people talking about Gronk. I pray to God we play Gronk
Bro,
week 10 because he's gonna be hurt.
yes, I've been saying that, Chuck. I've been saying the same thing, though. Hey, look, let me say this. I really want to know this as far as the coaching staff. You pick your brain about Raheem Morris. Raheem Morris, for the most part, he run that two-man cover two scheme. One of the best
Yeah.
defensive coaches in the league. You think he's going to help this young Falcons secondary turn it around? Because last year they were pretty lacking, man. Those guys, the IQ of those guys, are definitely questioned that time. I think they
Mm-hmm.
definitely have a lot of talent. I think Ozzy Oliver has the potential to be a Pro Bowler, but his technique and his confidence is just not there. Do you think Witt and Raheem Morris they're going to get these guys to that playoff level, to that Pro Bowl level? Can they get to that?
I definitely think they'll be better. I think Raheem. I think number one. I think starting up, man. The best thing is that DQ didn't make a decision like he did last year that was catastrophic when he was a coordinator. I think number one now is the cohesiveness, and Raheem can coach, man. He can coach, man. I love the fact that they gave, he is the HNIC.
But I
Hey,
do want to say this, Chuck. I know, and me and Mike
uh,
talked about it on our show.
yeah,
I think that with the Falcons were struggling in the earlier the season, I think Dan Quinn was trying to do too much. So when he started
yeah.
regulating things to certain coaches and stuff, you saw the Falcons try to improve. I think that's what needs to happen this season. I think it just needs that Dan Quinn just needs to relax and know that you got plenty of people that are capable to do certain jobs. So I mean,
Mm-hmm.
Raheem Morris is a capable coach, and you saw the difference in our defense when Raheem took over.
No, I think that's a good point, Dre. I think, man, when you think about it, when Dan did what he did, man, I said on 99 Dukes and Bell, I said it's catastrophic.
Hmm.
I'm never really from the head coach from that standpoint. It wasn't as much about to me with Dan saying he's going to be the coordinator. Dan said he was the D line coach too. I'm gonna train
mhm.
Grace up. I got Tack and Vic, and he tried to do it all, man. But I think to your point and not beating a dead horse. I think, man, it's a great move. I think this team also is a veteran team. One thing I want to see though, Oliver, a little more competing. You know what I'm saying? A
Yeah,
little more awareness. Like if you
that's
go
my
back and
biggest
look
thing.
before,
I just want to see
yeah,
my team fight. That's all. Cause I remember the last season when they played the Texans, it just seemed like they gave up.
oh,
Like
They quit.
it was
They
a
quit.
terrible game,
They
man. And
definitely
and
quit.
and Mike and I screamed at Mike about it. And he was telling me to calm down, but when you got receivers running down the field freely like that, it really irks your nerves. So I mean, I
yeah, it
really want to
does.
see how we have the talent now. We picked up some key pieces in the offseason. I think
Yeah,
that this team we have the talent to make the playoffs and win the
yeah.
division. That's just what I see so far.
Yeah, man, you got an MVP quarterback. You got Gurley now, and I think he's going to be going to fit nice into the offense. But here's my thing, guys. I just think Dre, and this is not me taking away from what you're saying. I
Oh, no
just think
worries.
we have lowered our standards. We have lowered our standards. I mean, we got 5 first rounders on the O line. We got almost everybody on. You know what I'm saying? So I think
I'm
as
right there.
our
I agree
fans,
with you. I totally agree. I think, like I told Mike, we
yeah,
seriously underachieved last year with the talent we had. We
yeah,
seriously underachieved. And I know everybody talks about injuries, and rightfully so, it's part of the game. But a lot of
yeah,
those teams we lost to, we were on paper, we were way more talented
way
than they
better.
were. Way better.
Yeah, you're right, man. And like, and people always say, Chuck, man, you just being a homer because you think they can go to Super Bowl. How can I not think that every offensive
with
lineman we
that
got is
team.
first round? We got
Hmm.
Gurley. We got the MVP of quarterback. We got the greatest receiver, the greatest player in the Falcons history, and a Hall of Famer at receiver. We got a first wide receiver. Now we got a tight end who's a top notch guy. We got Grady first round. Come on now. I mean, you got Tack, you got Dion first rounders, dude. The Falcons' expectations right now should be Super Bowl. When somebody asks me, "Are they Super Bowl ready?" How can I not? How can
Yes,
anybody in the country? The only thing they can really say, that's can Q get it done? Is the
that's it.
schemes and the coaching staff. But as far as the players is concerned,
Hmm.
there's nobody in that in anywhere. Now, they hate, but there's no one can tell me that our goal should not be Super Bowl if it's just by personnel. You show me some. You show me somebody in the
There's
league
not a
that
lot of
has
weaknesses.
It's
talent.
not. It's not.
There's not a
It's
lot of
not.
Now,
weaknesses.
now they got a ball though. We got them, and
Hmm.
see to me, man. I always say this. I know what the cat's DNA is. You already know who they. I already know what all them dudes about. Man, I already know the mindset of being around them from different ways, not all from the NFL, just knowing them from college or having the same agent. You know what I'm saying? Things like that with a lot of the guys. It's just, I just think the national media and other people have somewhat beat us down that we kind of concede that something wrong. But as far as
Right.
like what I just said, and I just want to give facts. We got so much. And you might can say they ain't no good. People can say that from not that aren't a part of this Falcon Nation. But from my
Hmm.
standpoint, when you look at what we got, you got Lindstrom, you got okay. McGarry gave up 13 sacks. But what about the other 500, the other 1,000 plays he played?
Right. That's
That's
it.
And he was
rubbish,
just,
man. So
he was just the rookie too. So I mean,
A rookie. Do you
you
see
gonna
the
have to
game that he had against? One of the best games that I've ever seen a Falcons tackle was against him going against your boy Cam Jordan. That right there, he physically took it to him.
yeah, he did.
He took
yeah.
it to him. The second game, it was all experience. That's what it was. The
You
second
gotta
was
earn
all
look.
experience, and
You gotta earn your stripes. I know Chuck understands as being a rookie coming up and playing in the league like the NFL. You gotta earn your stripes. So you
Uh-huh.
gotta take the good with the bad, and then if you have a good game, you learn from it. You have a bad game, you learn from it as well. So I mean, the way and then even the Rams game I saw when he went against Thanos. I call him Thanos. He went against Aaron Donald. He held his own against
Man,
Aaron Donald. I mean, Aaron Donald was still getting pressure, but he held his own against to me, one of the greatest defensive tackles in football, right there, in
yeah.
Aaron Donald. So
Well, it's being a rookie's hard, man. It was hard, man. My first 2 years, man. I ain't only thing I. Hey, man, I had better. My game worked better at Magic City, hell, than Chuck. That's why. Hey, that's why I still. I was no. I wouldn't. I didn't do anything. I mean, I was a special teamer, but it takes a couple years, man. My first couple years, I totally understand. The development part of being a pass rusher. It doesn't come fast for everybody. But eventually you got to produce. But I totally understand that rookie thing, man. It ain't like people think. You know what I'm saying?
hmm
But like I said, McGarry gave up 13 sacks. But what about the other? How many plays he had, man?
that's it.
So
yeah,
you got to give him a little bit of credit. Come on
you
now.
gotta take the good with the bad. And Chuck, I do want to ask you a question because I do have a question from one of the people on my chat line.
Okay, cool.
The post of the fan base right now. How do you feel about the post of the fan base going into this season?
I think the post of the fan base has gotten to be nervous. I think nervous excitement. I think the Falcons made it a little more exciting. They changed the uniforms. They got
Hmm.
Gurley. They got Fowler. So now there's optimism. But I think there's a nervousness because so far we haven't lived up to the expectation because we got such incredible personnel. And then I think partly also the things that everybody's been saying about the Saints, the Saints, the Saints. So I think the national media has put so much emphasis on these teams, our Falcon Nation, we kind of undermine our own self, in my opinion, by, just because of the nervousness. And I think this is the biggest part. A lot, I'm not going to say most, there's a group of Falcon fans that absolutely Dan Quinn lost. And they would, unless Dan Quinn, wins big,
There's nothing you can do about that.
they're looking. So imagine the Falcon fans, we're going into the season already wondering, damn, how they look. If Dan, it's going to be what? If Dan come out 1-5, you know what I'm saying? So, and that's the scary part, because think about it like this. Arthur Blank gave this story life by keeping Dan, right? And I'm fine with it. Dan won out. He did what he had to do, had a fantastic second half of the season. But Arthur Blank also changed the narrative of what the offseason would have been about. If they would have got a new coach, everybody's like, yeah, what we're going to be doing? Well, what happened is the nervousness comes because we got the same coach and the same thing that happened the last 2 years. But I tell the Falcon fans, man, I mean, this team, man, they got the right guys. I'm telling you, man. And my only thing is the schemes and guys staying healthy. And I need, again, y'all hear me say it the whole year, I need them gorilla emojis. I need to see about 22 gorilla emojis.
All right.
It ain't but a
well, I do have.
Grady got one. Matt Ryan, Julio, but nah, I'm just playing though.
But Chuck, I do have a question for you. If the Falcons fail to make the playoffs, is this Dan Quinn's final year if they don't make the playoffs?
Well, from my standpoint, oh yeah, they don't make the playoffs. Yeah, definitely, man. To me, if the Falcons don't win the division, it's got to go. I mean, yeah,
you can't keep up with mediocrity.
Saints ain't got no better roster than we got.
Yeah,
they don't, man. I mean, it's comparable. Again, so to me, if they don't make the playoffs, man, absolutely going. But to me, you got to win this division. So again, you got the right guys. Again, there'll be some matchup challenges against Tampa. You know what I'm saying? And that Tampa beat. But the point is, let's stop acting like Tom Brady exactly killed that last game when he threw that interception. So Tom Brady's okay. He's just okay, man. He's not like.
I swear.
Tom Brady's not. Listen, man. Tom Brady's not better than our quarterback when you give him protection. But you'll never hear that because people hate on. It's just a.
Well, you about to piss off a lot of Tampa folks. You about to piss off a lot of Tampa folks right now. Because I got a couple Tampa buddies right now. They firing off at the mouth right now. So yeah, they firing off at the mouth right now. Because yeah.
I'm sure they are, man. I'm sure that when they get Gronk, they'll see Gronk sitting on the sideline about week 3 with that bag back. It's all
boys.
It's all about the hype, man. Gronk. Listen, man. Gronk like the camera like Donald Trump, man. Come on.
Oh man. So, but man,
right, one more question.
So what do you guys tell me? What's the pulse from your standpoint? I know you guys got a great fan base, that watch you guys. You guys' show is well respected. What's the pulse, from your standpoint?
Mike, you want to go? I'll let you go, Mike.
Yeah, personally, man, I think this team is. I say this all the time. I think the Falcons team is I think this is one of, if not the most talented team, top to bottom. You got the running back position. You got Gurley. You have Ito Smith, Quadri Olison, Brian Hill. That's solid tandem right there. You got Matt Ryan. You got a backup. Something happened to Matt Ryan. Matt Schaub is capable. He's fully capable of taking over, and it's not to that level, but he can manage this team to get them at least to a championship. I really believe that Matt Schaub can do that. You got the receivers. Julio Jones, Cavalry. We're talking about Cavalry. You got a young cat and Hunter Hurst. I always say Hunter Hurst Hamster, but Hunter, what is his name? Hunter Hurst. Whatever his name is. Hayden Hurst,
yeah.
Yeah, Hayden Hurst. I think he's going to provide that explosiveness that we needed at the tight end. I think he was good, but he wasn't explosive. His blocking absolutely sucked as far as Austin Hooper is concerned. I thought Austin Hooper was absolutely horrible in the run game. His offensive line, top to
Right.
bottom, I think the offensive line, top to bottom, they're solid.
Mhm.
All you're working with
Right.
right now is just experience, man. They just need more time together. They need time together. Defense side of the ball, you got Grady Jarrett, Tack McKinley. You get a lot of production out of him. Dante Fowler. That right there, that's a solid three tenor. That right there is a solid uh, three. Yeah, that's a solid three linemen that you can get some consistent pressure with. So um, with that, man, like that's all you really need, to be honest. That's all you really need on the defensive side of the ball. Three
Mhm.
pass rushers who can get to the quarterback consistently. A solid secondary. Deion Jones. Deion Jones is Deion Jones. All he needs is just space to do what he does best. You give him space, he can run, he can make plays. You saw what he did at the end of the year against Tampa. All right. Deion Jones is it. Just let him do his Ray Lewis, and that's it. Get out of his way and let him make plays. So the
Right.
Falcons, the Falcons roster, top to bottom, you can't tell me that this team isn't a Super Bowl team. It all comes down to scheme. I think the Falcons don't understand. They don't know what scheme they want to stick with. The cover three scheme with Dan Quinn, that crap is not working anymore. You got to mix it up, dog. You got to mix it up. And outside of that, it's coaching and scheme. Stick to a scheme and be a coach.
Right. Well
Yeah.
said, Mike.
Yeah.
Man, I appreciate you. I don't apologize to your viewers. I was a little confused on how we're going to work this, so I
It's
apologize
okay.
to everybody tuning in, and so
Nah, no problem at all, man. I mean, like I said, the fact that you took time out your day, I know you're a busy man, you got stuff going on. The fact of the matter is, you took a couple minutes out your day to come and sit down with us and talk Falcons football, man. Hey, I'm honored, man. I'm really honored. And the only post I have to say to me personally is, I'm with you. Super Bowl of bust. We got a talented
yeah,
team. We made some key signings, some key transactions. We got the players to make moves. So even though Mike knows I criticize the Falcons as much as anybody else, but at the same time, I'm a ride for my team regardless. And I think that we have the talent to win the division, not only to win the division, but to win the conference and the Super Bowl. So I mean, I'm right there with you guys. So I'm ready. I'm ready for the season.
well, that's good, man. So, I'm gonna ride with them too, man. But in my new platform, I'm absolutely about to keep it real. I'm
Go
absolutely gonna
ahead.
keep it
Plug it.
because
Plug it.
in this
Plug it.
town, I'm not, I don't work for SB. I do shows there. I don't work for 929. I don't work for I just CBS. But it's gonna be one person in this town that's gonna tell you as I see it, whether it's good, whether it's bad, and I'll tell you how to fix it. That's the difference in me. I'm gonna tell you the good and the bad and what needs work and how we get it fixed. And that's gonna be my opinion. So, I'm excited about, you guys and anytime you need me, you know what I'm saying, Mad Mike, hey, and let it be known now. When you call me, hey,
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 hey, I was going in on you, Chuck. I'm not gonna lie, man.
Hey,
I'm gonna keep it real. I'm gonna keep it real with you.
I
That's
like
I
it.
had to I had to I had to get that out of the way because I know the people was gonna they was gonna tell you about it. Hey,
That's
I was
good.
going at it. So, man, I appreciate you for joining the show, man. Tell the people again where to catch you and all your social media, all that, man.
yeah, absolutely.
Well, my YouTube, my new YouTube, is Chuck Smith Training Systems. It's quite long. Chuck Smith Training Systems. Just getting it going a little bit. I haven't figured out a day to do a show. Still trying to tweak all that out. But I like this platform y'all got, man. I never seen it.
Hmm.
StreamYard. This is dope, man. I like it. It's
Hey, I
Appreciate
got
it,
you,
man.
man.
No
yeah,
worries,
and
man. And
so
like I
the
said,
Chuck Smith.
if you ever got time out your day, and you want to jump on and talk some Falcons football, man. I'm sure you and Mike got some rapport right now. You're more than welcome to come and hang out with us and talk Falcons football, man. It's an honor.
Anytime,
Trust me,
Mike.
it's an honor.
You give me the time. I'm serious. Anytime you want to talk, if I got 5 minutes, it's not even that serious, Dre.
Okay.
So nah, it's cool, man. I'm just a 50-year-old dude who just speak, just enjoy talking football. But I don't look at myself like that, man. I'm from Athens, Georgia. Just highly blessed, man. NFL wasn't
Wait a minute, wait a
guaranteed
minute.
to
You from Athens? Why you didn't go to
Athens,
what?
yes, man.
Why
You
you
from
didn't go?
Athens?
Why you wasn't? You didn't go to Georgia, did you? Why you didn't go to Georgia?
nah. Because back
Wait, wait, wait. Get at it?
when I came out of high school, the Dogs wasn't in the championship business in the '90s and '92.
Ah. Hey, you got. Hey, well, hey, I can't argue with that, dude. I can't argue with that.
I got the man, and but nah, man, that's why. But nah, man, you had to look at it like that, Dre. I mean, I'm cool. Y'all hit me up, Mike. I give you my number because that would have been better when we was doing it. You could have hit me
Right.
you know what I'm saying? Because again, shoot, dog, when you hit me, shoot, man, I was riding in Kroger. I was right next to the cheese. Dog. I'm about to get cheese. I looked on there. And I was like, oh, I ain't have my notifications on there. I was like, I ain't give him the number. So, and then one of your listeners hit me up on Twitter, and I'm not sure who he is, but he was like, "Yeah, so you doing it like that? You supposed to be on that night." And then I realized, Mike, I was like, "Oh wow, it was live." You know what I'm saying? Because I missed it anyway. I just, what I'm saying,
Right.
just because I didn't truly have, we kind of put it together last minute,
Mm-hmm.
but so. I'm in Kroger. So anyway, dude hit me like that. So I was like, bro, I told this one, he listened right now, and he listened. I said, hey man, until you take that emoji, that character off your Twitter, you can't talk to me until I see your face. So if it's somebody you got a face, and you DMing me, I'll talk to you, debate with you, or even tell you why I was late on mic. But if you ain't got I mean, I understand. Again, that's just my rule, Mike. You might have an emoji with, the dirty bird on there. You know what I'm saying, Dre? You might, but to me, from a correspondence standpoint, people that in my situation, man, that could be anybody. They don't know. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
credibility is, if you got a Falcons hat on and you on there. But you got like a colorful cartoon emoji. So you gotta talk to your boys. Hey, Mike, you tell your boys they gonna hit me up, man. Have your face on it. Put your face on it, man.
We got each other, man. I got
you.
loyal, crazed, passionate Falcons fans, man. All right, they just want to get to know the Falcons player, man. The legends, the great. They don't really give them the time. We want to see y'all, man. We want to hear y'all, and I appreciate you for just taking the time out just to even answer the message, man. Like I said, this is just for the people, man. Everybody know what I do here. It's passionate. They don't want to respect us. The national media don't want to respect us here in Atlanta, man. So I got to do it. You got to do it. There's positive Atlanta Falcons football talk. So, man, I appreciate it.
Definitely.
I appreciate you for joining us, man. And again, man, we'll get back on it. And I'm gonna promote the hell out of your stuff. Believe that. I'm gonna help you get that. I'm gonna promote the hell out of it, so you don't have to worry about that.
Together. So what I'm gonna do,
yes, sir.
I'm about to get on SteamYard, and I'm about to do what y'all doing, and now I'm gonna hit y'all.
Hey, man,
Hey, man.
I'm down. I'm totally down. I'm totally down for that. I really am. I'm totally down for that.
So, I'm gonna look into it, man. But I appreciate it, Mike and Dre, man. Y'all have a good day, man, and y'all keep rising up.
All right, yes, you too, man. Appreciate it. Rise up.
You already know.
All right.
All right.
Damn, man. Whew.
All right.
Now I can breathe. I can breathe a little bit.
Hey, Dre. Hey, man. Look, I appreciate everybody for joining, man. Hey, this is the real Chuck Smith. This is Mad Mike Sports, man. This is all about Falcons football. Like I said before, they don't want to respect us, man. So we got to do it. We got to bring on the legends. We got to reach out to them, stop all this hating, especially the Matt Ryan haters that won't let him be great, let him be the greatest quarterback this franchise has ever had. All right, that's period, point blank, and I don't give a damn what none of y'all say. The stats, the MVP, the appearance at Super Bowl 50.
Hey, hold up. I gotta say, look. This is true. I really was starstruck. I really was. I was because you gotta look at it like this. You gotta look at it like this. Me being a Falcons fan, we admire the mediocrity, and I was still I still kind of felt bad when they let Deion go to San Francisco. Everybody knows,
Yeah,
if
man.
you know me, you know Deion Sanders is my favorite player of all time, like number one all time favorite player. Not just my favorite Falcon, my favorite player. So to see Chuck and Travis and Tuggle and all these guys come together and make that Super Bowl run with Dan Reeves, and to see a guy that came from that Super Bowl, that Super Bowl team that we had, sometimes you just gotta take it in. I went from being a broadcaster, a host, to being a fan. That's what it was. I was a fan. So to see Chuck Smith on there and he's talking about the trials and tribulations of football and the grind and all that, sometimes you just gotta shut up and let the legend speak sometimes. So
Hmm.
yes, I was a little starstruck because it's Chuck Smith. I mean,
Man,
come
this
on.
is Chuck. We talking about Chuck Smith, bro. Like he led the defense. All right, he and Jesse Tucker, they led
Cornelius
that
Bennett.
defense. So
Cornelius Bennett was another
Cornelius
one.
Bennett,
I mean, sometimes you just got to be quiet and just let the legends talk. That's why. So
hmm
yes, if it looked like I was a little starstruck, I was. I
absolutely.
really
Hey,
was. I was.
I was too, man. All right, you ain't alone there, man. Like I said, this is the great Chuck Smith, one of the greatest defensive ends this franchise has ever
He would
had.
have
And
went.
you guys,
Honestly, he if it wasn't for the injury that he suffered, he would have been in the Hall of Fame.
he would have been. He
He.
definitely would have been in the
I
Hall
mean,
of Fame to me.
he had 53 sacks over
Mhm.
8 9 year career. He had 53
50,
sacks. So 50.
58.5.
Yeah, 58.
58.5.
Yeah. So if he wouldn't have got
So
hurt,
he
he would have
knows
been.
what he's doing.
He knows what he's doing. That's why, like you said, he was talking about it earlier. A lot of the premier pass rushers go to him because they learn from him. And Vic Beasley got those 8 sacks before he was let go. And what I'm saying, the man knows how to put pressure on the quarterback. Like everybody talks about Reggie White. Everybody talks about John Randall. Everybody talks about who's another great pass rusher, Jason Taylor, and rightfully so. But Chuck Smith is right there. And the
Hmm.
only reason people don't talk about him because of the injury, but when he was running and he was healthy, he was one of the greatest pass rushers around that time. He really was.
Hmm.
Really
Without
was.
a doubt.
Yeah.
So I appreciate everybody for joining the show, man. Dre, man, we got to keep going, bro. We got to keep
Hey man,
going.
look, like I said,
Um,
you when you hit me up and you said that he's gonna be on, I had to really I had to go take a couple drinks so I could be. That's why you see
hey,
I didn't have the red cup this time. I had my water because I was trying to be focused. So because I was nervous,
we need the red
So
cup, man. We need Dre to be
well,
sober, man.
not today. No red cup today. I was good. So but this was good. This was good, and I appreciate everybody listening to us, man. For real, for real. So
All right.
Mike, you did good, man. This was great, man.
Hey,
This was the highlight of my day. It really was. This was the
yes, sir.
highlight of my day.
All right. So again, man, I appreciate everybody for joining. Your boy here at Mad Mike Sports, man. We're going to continue to try to get more special guests on the show, like Chuck Smith. Go out and reach out to the players, man. Hit their DMs, man. Tell them about Mad Mike, man, and like they more than welcome to come on the show. So, you can check myself and Dre, Boom, it Tuesday nights at 8 o'clock, man. Red Cup Rants. One of you guys, you up and coming YouTubers, whether you're a journalist, whatever, man, bring your nephew who just got a scholarship to, Georgia, University of Georgia, whatever, man. Have them come on the show, man. We'll be glad to have you guys come in and talk sports with us. So, again, Dre, unless you got something to say, man, I appreciate you, man, for
Nah, man, we
doing,
good.
doing what we're
We can end
doing,
it
bro.
right here. This was a great show. Everybody, it's a positive. It was positive. Everybody said this was good. So I don't got nothing else to say, man. We good.
That's it,
See y'all
man.
too. See y'all Tuesday.
See you Tuesday.
All
Appreciate it.
right. Yep.